Even though proper swatches should be at least 15 centimeters, so you can measure the 10 centimeters in the middle, I do make some exceptions for this rule. And the exception is if I'm knitting a small garment or like small accessory. For example, in this case, this is a swatch for socks. If we compare those two swatches with the socks that I'm currently knitting, you can already see that how ridiculous is this bigger swatch, because it basically feels like I'm almost knitting a swatch that would be bigger than my project, and that just doesn't make sense. So in those cases, I will make an exception and I will make a smaller swatch. Of course, the drawback for this is that I can't measure my gauge over 10 centimeters. So instead for this, I will use a system that's very often used in American sock knitting patterns. They very often give you gauge for 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. So it's this little square. Count how many stitches do I have for 2.5 centimeters and then multiply that number by 4, and that's how I get the gauge of 10 centimeters. The drawback for this, of course, is that this gauge isn't as accurate. That is the reason why we only do it for very small projects where it also wouldn't be so hard to just frog it back and start again with a different gauge.